Yeah, so, I mean, Leo, we'll start with this, obviously, almost 2 weeks off in between your last game and the next game. What's the approach in practice for these next couple of days?
Yeah, I think it was, it's a unique schedule for sure. Like we really put a focus, talking to Crave, on today was a longer practice, high intensity, so kind of like simulating that it's not a game-like situation, but the intensity level. So we were on the ice for about 60 minutes today, a little different than usual at this time of the year, and give the day day off, and then you probably see a scrimmage on like Saturday to kind of simulate like we're playing a game, because I think it's to get the guys kind of ramped up. But appreciate the effort that the guys put these last 3 days. A lot of small area games. We had fun Monday, kind of like a 3-on-3 tournament. And then really starting to put the focus when we get back to the rink on Friday to really kind of start talking about the series, things that are going to be keys, and just reset. But it was a really good 3 days, guys. But never questioned they practice really hard. I mean, being around a lot of teams, like our group is a really good practice team, and there's a reason why it shows on the ice. And so we'll get back to work, day off tomorrow, and be ready to go on Friday.
You guys actually played the ball quite a bit in the season, a lot during the early part of the season. What do you guys take away from your regular season series against?
Yeah, just first of all, I got a lot of respect for their coach, Pascal. He's a really good person. I mean, he's done an incredible job with his team. I mean, they're top to bottom. There's not too many holes. They're deep. They got a really good goalie. I actually had coached them at a USA Hockey event. But yeah, they're just, there's some things that they do really well and that they're going to be keys in the series. I mean, you look at their top line, they're really dangerous, but they're also really good, like a forechecking team. They defend really hard. Yeah, they're a reason. The record speaks for themselves. They were the best team in the league, but it's tough to look at the games that, the game there. We had two leads with, basically 5 minutes to go in the game. We didn't get any points. We didn't have. Everybody goes through it, but it wasn't like we haven't played him with, I guess you would say, this group, especially the game that we played here. I think we had 4 guys out. We played a really good game. We didn't end up winning, but they're a really good team, and it's going to be a really hard-fought series. It's not going to be easy, and I got a lot of respect for that group over there.
From a aspect, how much is Yabo meant to this team, especially now in this playoff stretch?
I mean, you look at the last game. You need closeout game. Those are the hardest to win. You need your guys to step up. He scored 2 big goals. He's very calm on the bench. We talk a lot about poise and composure in situations. I think our road record speaks for itself. Where whether I view it as a coach, like whether we're up 5 goals, you're down 5 goals, you should look at our bench. You never know what the score of the game is. You just got to keep playing, and I think that's the mentality of the group. And leadership has done a great job. Yabo's been through it. He's been through playoff series. He understands the highs and lows of it, and he's got a great perspective. Says the right things in the room, and ultimately at this time of the year, you need those guys. Your leadership. You want it as a coach to. I don't want to sound like we're the staff, we're not doing anything, but it runs itself. Like, you want your players to lead the team. They lead the team. They're really, at this point, you try to put them in a position to be successful and give them a plan, but they got to go out there and play.
The situation of the scheduling, has it challenged you as a coach to try and stay engaged and try and keep I'm not trying to keep their focus, but it is unique, like you said.
Yeah, it is. I look at it this way too. Like, would we? There's also this side of it. Like, would you rather go to Game 5 and play on Friday and have to play that game? I'm glad we went in 3. Like, it's I think we're excited about that. A lot of confidence with the group, but there's positives to it. Comey's coming back. Roos. There's a chance he could play. So there's some. I think it's how you handle it and how you approach it with the team. We haven't talked about it one bit. Like, it's never discussed. It is what it is. You just got to go out there and play. You got practice, time to get better. I think it's important for our staff to come up with a plan to make sure the guys are ready for game one, but I just look at it like I'm glad we won that game, so we didn't have to play Friday or wait a week and play another game. So I look at it as a positive.
After the game, like rest is a weapon this time of the year.
Yeah.
Boy, careful what you ask for, right? You got plenty of it.
Yeah, too. Like you look at it like their team. They won in 4 games. Like they're going through the same thing. Laval, they probably had a day off today because they played, but they got a same thing. They got to figure out. We're both in the same situation. We just played one more game.
What has it been like? I kind of asked you this before. Like, I know you're not going to change anything, but again, continuing to balance. Maybe just because there's extra time where you can sit around maybe and overanalyze things. I know you're a big coach that says I'm not going to overcoach things. Like,
Yeah.
is it tougher when there's more time and you're with your thoughts in the postseason now?
Not, to be honest.
Dumb question. I guess.
No. I think sometimes you can, like you're saying, like you could overanalyze things. I think it's a really simple game. Like I know it sounds great, but the margin for error is really small at this time of the year. So it's really, I don't want to come into the series like, oh, we're playing Laval, they're the best team in the league, and overanalyze it. So our guys are like, I believe in our group. You gotta believe, like you have to have the mentality of we're the better team, like that. You have to, like, I know they're a really good team, but like that's got to be our approach. Like I don't want to. It's just when game one hits, whatever happens. Then we got to get ready for game two. It's just I don't want to change anything that we've done all year. We'll go through the same routine, probably a little bit more in depth. Like we start the video a couple earlier, but 4 or 5 clips. That's it. Really make it simple for the guys. I mean, it's easy for me to watch a game and analyze 5,000 things, but the players just got to know the small things that are really important because it's a really fast game. It's chaotic. Playoffs is different. Like you don't have time to read and react, and I don't want to put handcuffs on the guy. Well, coach said I got to be here in this situation. You got to just play. Like you watch the playoff hockey, it's hard to figure out what teams are. Everyone's skating 100 miles. You watch Carolina play last night. I mean, like it's hard.
Say about Devin and where he's at in his development, just the level of play that he's delivering at the most important time.
Yeah, it's a big part. Like I go back to, you take away the numbers and the shutouts and everything. I think the things that he needs to get better at, part of his development plan to ultimately play in the NHL, like all the things like, teams try to put guys in front of the net, box outs. Your rebound control is really important for, I guess you would say he's not 6'4", so he's got to be able to put rebounds in the corners, not in the slot where, you got 6'2" guys hanging around the net in playoffs. That's where everybody lives. So he did a really good job of getting whistles. Like when we got extended D-zone time, he was able to fight through a screen, make a glove save. We get a whistle, we get a line change. It kills the momentum of the other team. We're putting pucks in the corners where they can't get a second and third opportunity. Then he's always going to make saves that are game-changing saves in the game, momentum. Like I thought we did a great job away from the puck. I think if you look at our expected goals for the 3 games, 5-on-5, we were under 1.5. Anytime you're under 1.5, we gave up 1 line rush for the entire series. You got a chance to win. Dev's going to make the saves that he needs to make, so it's our job. And then he's going to make the ones where other goalies don't make. Like he had one on Pouliot, 1-0 game right in front of the net. And it's hard too sometimes as a goalie when your team's playing really well and you're not giving up a lot. Those ones that you have to, you need your goalie to make. He made that. He's been excellent. So really proud of him. He's worked really hard at his game, the details of his game to where he needs to get to, and he's got a lot of confidence right now. And he's a gamer. Like you just watch him practice, you got to kick him off the ice. Like he just wants to win. It's all about winning with Dev. Like really, like from day one, it's all about winning. It's all about the team. It's not about him. And that's one thing I appreciate the most about him.
Special is it to coach a guy like him? And then you said earlier in your answer, take away the numbers and the shutouts and everything, but he does have those. How great is that for his confidence to be able to point at that and have something tangible to?
Yeah, there's I've been fortunate. Like when I was at the national programs, I think it was 19 first-round picks, like elite, like Will Smith. He had 50 points to 18-year-old in the NHL. Like I've been around a lot of fortunate to be around and coach a lot of really good players, and they have a unique, the kids, when I said are winners and they're gamers, there's guys that have unique ability where it's hard to explain unless you're around them. And it's all about winning. Like, honestly, like those guys, like Dev just wants to win. Like, if he gave up 7 goals and we won 9-7 and he stopped the ones, and he doesn't care. Like, honestly, like I appreciate that about him. Like, he's not I don't even think he knows how many shutouts he has, to be honest with you. Like, and it's good because he's team first mentality, and that's the most important thing. I appreciate his work ethic every day at practice. Like, it's easy to, we have a plan for him too of, days off when he, I don't want to say special treatment, but there's a plan for him to make sure he's getting his right. But he practices every day like it's his last practice. I think that's what I appreciate the most, the teammate and the work ethic. All the other stuff is great, but those are the two things for me, are character things that, you bet on kids like that.
Clay led your team in points in the first round, but what is he doing right without the puck?
I think it starts with his decisions with the puck getting out of our own zone, like playing fast. Like, we always talk about everything on the first touch, on the breakout. Like, I don't want the D to go back, stick handle 5 times and go back to the D, and then we're stuck in our own zone. Like, everything's on, whether it's a wrap, wheel the net, you got to get on your zone fast, and he's been doing a really good job of that. He's defending really well. I think he's managing his game. And what I mean by managing the game, there are certain times where when to jump up in the play, when's the right time to jump up in the play, when's the right time to pinch, and not getting outside the dots and playing connected with your partner so you're not giving up odd man rushes. But he's doing a great job defending. Take away the points. It's great, but like he's defenseman. It starts with defend first. So like that's always been my mentality, and like we need secondary scoring for sure, but he's doing a great job away from the puck. Great job.
Does he look everything like a guy who's been waiting 7 years to play in the playoffs?
I think he's just and Klager has the ability to, like, there are certain players, and then when the pressure's on, like that, you grip your stick a little more, and you're worried about making mistakes. Like, I appreciate that in Klager's game. It's a unique skill where he's very calm. Like, he's not worried about making mistakes. He doesn't beat himself up when he makes mistakes. His ability to just keep playing the game, I think, is really important. I think it showed in playoffs. And yeah, you need, like, if you would have told me that we'd sweep Syracuse and our 3 leading scorers were, you look at the season everybody had, Klager's got 3 goals, Warren and Yabo are 3 leading scorers in playoffs. Like, you need like, if you want to win rounds and you want to keep going, you need, you're going to need different guys to score at different times. It just so happened to be Klager had a great series, and we're going to need him to be good, especially against this team coming up.
Yeah, I know you only coached Yuri Kulik for a few games early in the season, but what kind of presence and maturity does he bring to your team after a full season of top-line minutes in the NHL?
Yeah, I just think he's, for one, I just want to say, like, it's, it could go 2 ways. You can get guys coming down and they're thinking about the summer, and I know he could have played in world championships, but like, he made a decision when he came here that, okay, this is the plan for me, and I'm being evaluated. It's important for him to play good, and his attitude, his work ethic. I think I want to start by saying that it's like it's a lot easier. Okay, he's just going to go down and he's going to play. He's going to play well. It's a different game. It's different than playing in the NHL. It's probably a little bit more chaotic. The game's a little bit more messy, but he's been great. Like, his ability. I think he really got going the second half of the last game. I think he had 11 shot attempts, but he's buying into playing winning hockey. He's matched up. I mean, he was matched up against Sheary's line, basically the whole entire, series a couple times on the road, but he's been really good, and the first two games, I bet if you ask him, he probably wants to give a little more. And I knew going into the first two games, like I wasn't expecting like a 4-point night or anything like that. Like it's hard to come down when you haven't been here. You're not playing with your line mates. You're playing with two guys for 6 months of the year. So I knew it would take a little time to adjust, but I thought he got to his game, especially that third game. I thought it was the best version of himself. Didn't have any points, but he had a huge impact on the game. And, we're going to need him to be really good. Like you look at their lineup in Laval, like it's really good. And we're going to need him you need your best players to be your best players at this time of the year.
I'm sure you're watching a lot of hockey these days.
Yeah.
What an incredible season it's been here in the playoffs with the games, the overtime games, the come from behind games, in the final seconds of the game, and not only, of course, the American League, but the National Hockey League.
Yeah.
How much you liking the game of hockey right now?
I think it puts everything in like for one, how hard it is to get there. Like every team is good. And then you watch the games is like, it's different. Like the teams are like the desperation and the intensity and the sacrifice to commit to like simple things like getting pucks out of your zone, getting pucks in deep. Like the margin for error is really small and everybody's bought in and committed. It's not about, it's really cool to see because it's really selfless when you watch all the things that we try to instill in our guys throughout the course of the season. So when you get here, like it's instilled in your group. And I think Paul Maurice said it best, like once you get to this time, it's from the top to bottom, there's not really like any team could win. You know what I'm saying? Like from the top to, Winnipeg goes, they're the best team in the NHL. They go game 7. They had 2 minutes left in the game. Like the margin for error is really small, and it's just the teams that keep doing the right thing over and over and over and over. Like the consistency in the team's game, like every line buying in, every deep pair on what it takes to win. That's what I like to watch the most, to be honest with you. Like you watch the playoffs, like it's not like line rush back and forth. Like I think it's the purest form of hockey, to be honest with you. Like you how many line rushes do you guys see in a game, NHL? Maybe like 2 in the playoffs? Everything is dump in, forecheck, hard, low to high, get to the net. That's what I think ultimately wins, and those are the best teams. Like look at the Florida. Like, like I know it's just a different game, and you got to have that mentality as a team to I think it's a lot easier said than done, to ultimately, like it's hard, and you got to have everyone pulling the same rope. I think that's the biggest thing is like top guys to the fourth. I look at St. Louis, like their fourth line was their best. I think they played the most minutes. Like it wasn't Braden, it wasn't Thomas, it wasn't like their fourth line played the most minutes. Like guys that play a certain way, and everybody's got to play it a certain way. Like you can't be a pretender out there and poking for pucks and hoping. Like it's just you'll be out and quick. I think that's what I like to go into the question. Like I just love it. Like I think it's the best.
Thoughts and mindset on momentum?
Oh, it's a tough one. My old college coach, Andy Murray, coached in the NHL a long time. He didn't allow it to use the word, like he like hated it, but he was like, momentum's not a thing. Like, and I was like a 20-year-old kid. Now that I'm coaching, I kind of understand what he's talking about. Like, I think it definitely momentum shifts in games. You could see it, like big time kills, big time power plays. Like I thought our penalty kill gave us a lot of life in that series, and our power play. Like I look at the goal Cooley scored with 14 seconds left. Like I thought that really changed the game. I think from game to game, it's a little, not that I don't believe in it. I think you just got to reset, especially in the playoffs. Like I don't think there's a lot, but I think the momentum swings in games are real. Like I do believe in that. But from game to game, it's like there's been games where we've played unreal, and then the next game, I'm like, what I don't know what happened to our team. So it's like like, I think it's more momentum swings in games.
Chamberlain, that's the one for Leo.
Coach, can you just talk a little bit about the decision and the conversation with Metza to put an A on his chest for this playoff run?
He's actually he's been an A all season. We just rotate, like Prowsey's an A. So we just rotate guys depending on home away games, but he's been a part of the leadership group all year. It's just more like if we're on the road, Prowsey's out with an injury. It's depending on like who's in the lineup, who gets the A. Mur wears one. Basically, since Prowl's not playing, there's basically, we got Yabo, Dunner, so we got basically like 4 assistants, so the only 3 of them wear A, so there's kind of a rotation, so you probably see Metza plays every game, so he's in one, but Prowsey's also, but just speaking on Metz, he's another one, ultimate winner, like unbelievable story, drafted 4 times in the USHL, was a walk-on in college, didn't play, played 5 years, like incredible, like the mental fortitude you have to just believe in yourself, and the way he practices. Like I said, you bet on kids like that all day, and he's meant a lot for a group. It means a lot to me. I enjoy just being around him, talking to him. Cares about the team. We got a lot of guys like that.